Has anyone ever told you the honest truth about life after 80? Not the part about free bus rides or senior discounts, but the parts that sneak up on you quietly. The moments that arrive without knocking, unexpected, unfamiliar, and sometimes a little unfair. Because turning 80 isn't just about having more candles on the cake. It's about the quiet shifts that happen around you and within you. The friends who slowly stop calling, the mornings that stretch longer than they used to, the body that says, not today, even when the mind says, let's go. And the hardest part? Sometimes it feels like you're going through all of it alone. But here's the truth. You're not in this video. We're going to talk about 5 things that many people face after 80, things that aren't always spoken out loud, but are deeply felt. This isn't meant to bring you down, It's here to help you feel seen, understood, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit lighter. Because once we shine a light on these quiet truths, they don't feel so heavy anymore. Number 1, a circle that slowly grows smaller. They don't tell you this part, do they? When you're young, you think the hard part of getting older will be your knees creaking or your back making sounds like an old wooden chair. But what catches you off guard isn't the body. It's the quiet. It's the silence that settles in where laughter used to echo. It's the empty seat across the table. It's the phone that doesn't ring like it used to. You see, after 80, one of the most unexpected things is how your social circle begins to shrink. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but gently, slowly, like a tide pulling back before anyone notices it's gone. Friends who used to call every Tuesday now call once every few months. Some stop calling altogether, not out of meanness, but out of forgetfulness, illness, or their own shrinking worlds. People move. People pass. People disappear without ever saying goodbye. At first, you think they must be busy. Then you think, maybe I should have called them first. And finally, the quiet whispers, maybe they've forgotten me. But here's what I want to say to you. You're not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not less important because the room is quieter now. The shrinking circle isn't a reflection of your worth. It's simply what happens when time rolls on, and the people we love are also being called away by their own lives, their own changes, or their own endings. Sometimes it hurts more than words can say. You wake up one morning and realize you've lost not just a friend, but someone who knew your stories, who remembered your jokes before you told them, who laughed at the same memories and cried at the same regrets. Losing a friend after 80 isn't like losing a friend at 30. It's not just losing company, it's losing history. And yet, there is a strange, beautiful chance hidden inside that. Loneliness. Because when the circle grows smaller, it invites you to look outward again. To find joy in unexpected places. To strike up a conversation with the lady who walks her dog at the same time as you. To send a message to your grandson, even if he answers with only one emoji that you're still not sure how to interpret. To join that little book club at the community center, even if you haven't read the book. Yes, your circle may be smaller, but smaller doesn't mean less. It means more space to cherish the ones who remain, more reason to treasure the memories, more opportunity to choose who you bring closer. And perhaps now, you get to be the one who reaches out. Who calls first? Smiles first? Who tells the joke? Even if you've told it 3 times before, because the heart doesn't shrink when the circle does. It grows quieter, yes, but also deeper. So if today feels a bit too quiet, if you're staring at a phone that's been still all day, just know this, you're not alone. Many feel what you're feeling, and even in the quiet, you are still connected to memories, to meaning, and to the quiet courage that got you this far. And maybe, just maybe, someone else is also waiting for you to call. Number 2, the body that doesn't bounce back here. That's the thing nobody tells you. When you blow out the candles at 80, your body has officially entered what I like to call the no refunds, no returns stage. Remember when you could twist the Wrong way. Sleep in a weird position or lift something heavy and bounce back by the next morning like nothing ever happened. Well, after 80, the bounce turns into more of a slow wobble, followed by a sigh, followed by a 2-day recovery. You don't fall anymore, you go down hard. You don't twist your ankle, you sustain a lower limb trauma. You don't. Sleep funny. You wake up feeling like you've been in a minor car accident. It's not just that the body slows down. It's that it negotiates. You want to walk to the market. Fine, but your knees demand 2 days off. You want a garden? Lovely, but your back says that'll cost you. And the most frustrating part? You still feel young in your head. You still want to get up quickly, to dance at weddings, to bend down without thinking twice. But your body, bless its stubborn soul, has its own calendar now. And on that calendar, there are more blank days. Maybe not today's. More let's rest instead than let's go. Now here's the brutal bit. That slowdown can feel like a betrayal. You've been carrying this body for 8 decades, feeding it, dressing it, making it look decent in old birthday photos. And now it seems like it's giving up just when you finally got the time to enjoy things. But listen carefully. This body, it's not failing you, It's just tired, It's been through the wars, the pregnancies, the surgeries, the years of lifting toddlers and shopping bags and stubborn dogs. It has carried grief, stress, joy, and more meals than we can count. Not weak. It's just earned the right to move a little slower. And yes, it may ache more. It may fall asleep during your favorite show. It may need a few more pills and a lot more patience. But it's still yours, still you, and it's still walking you through this world, even if now it needs a cane, a walker, or a kind arm to hold. So here's the gentle reminder. Be kind to it. Stop comparing it to how it used to be. Celebrate the small victories, the morning you wake up without pain, the days you make it to the mailbox, the afternoon when you dance just a little in the kitchen while no one's watching. Because even though it doesn't bounce back the way it used to, it still shows up. It still gets you through the day. And every wrinkle, every scar, every tired joint, it all tells the story of how far you've come. No, the body after 80 isn't what it once was. But neither are you. You're wiser, more thoughtful. You know what matters. And maybe, just maybe, part of the gift of slowing down is finally having time to notice all the beautiful things you used to rush past. So next time you need a nap after tying your shoes, take it with pride. You've earned every moment of rest and every ounce of grace you can give yourself. Number 3, the creeping dependence. No one likes the word dependence. It sounds so needy, like something sticky you can't shake off. And yet, after 80, dependence doesn't burst through the door. It tiptoes in quiet, polite, almost apologetic. It starts with a "let me get that for you," and before you know it, someone else is cutting your meat at dinner. You didn't ask for help, but there it is. At first, it's little things. Asking someone to reach a high shelf, open a stubborn jar, or help with the phone that somehow updated itself into a foreign language overnight. You laugh it off. You joke. I used to be the one helping you, remember? But slowly, ever so slowly, the little helps become regular helps. You need a ride. You need someone to walk beside you in case you wobble. You need someone to explain the doctor's words that came out a bit too fast. And suddenly, you're faced with a strange mix of gratitude and grief. Because let's be honest, you don't want to need help. You've lived a long, proud life. You've made decisions, earned money, raised children, survived loss. You fixed toasters, written letters, balanced budgets, built gardens, and danced at weddings. You were the one people turned to. So why? Now, does the simple act of asking someone to button your sleeve feel like surrender? Here's why. Because no one prepares us for this. We're taught to value independence like it's the ultimate prize. We spend decades earning it, guarding it, celebrating it. But after 80, the rules change. And no one tells you that asking for help is not weakness. It's wisdom. It's courage. It's trust. See, dependence after 80 doesn't mean giving up. It means learning how to share the load. It means letting someone hold your elbow, not because you're broken, but because you're precious. It means recognizing that accepting support is not the opposite of strength. It's the next stage of it. And there's a beautiful truth here. When you allow someone to help you, you give them something too. You give your granddaughter the chance to feel useful. You give your neighbor a reason to knock on the door. You give your son permission to show love in the only way he knows how, by doing the dishes while telling terrible jokes. Yes, it's uncomfortable sometimes. You might feel like a burden. You might grumble when someone hovers too close, or folds your jumper wrong, or insists on holding the shopping bag, even though you can carry it. Thank you very much. But remember this, people offer help not because they pity you, but because they love you. Because your presence still matters. Because your comfort still matters. So let the help come in. Let it be clumsy. Let it be awkward. But most of all, let it be received with grace. Because in these years, these precious, often tender years, dependence isn't about losing control. It's about letting others walk beside you, not ahead of you or behind you, but with you. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest strength after 80 is not in how much you can still do alone, but in how gently and bravely you allow yourself to be cared for. Number 4, the quiet way society starts to overlook you. You don't really notice it at first. Not exactly. It's not a door slamming in your face. It's more like the door doesn't open at all. People stop making eye contact quite so often. Waiter speaks to your daughter instead of you. You walk into a shop and no one quite sees you, like you become part of the wallpaper. After 80, the world doesn't throw you out. It just looks past you. And that might be the most peculiar kind of loneliness, being surrounded by people and yet somehow fading from the center of the picture. You're still here. You've got stories to tell, opinions to share, jokes that deserve a good laugh. But suddenly, fewer people are asking. They don't mean harm. The young lad at the pharmacy isn't trying to ignore you. He just assumes you're not the one in charge anymore. The neighbor's daughter doesn't think you can't understand her. She just talks louder than she needs to. It's not cruelty. It's a kind of cultural FORGETFULNESS. Like the world is rushing ahead so fast, it forgets to glance back. And here's the quiet pain of it. You still feel like you. You still want to join the conversation, still crave purpose, still want to feel useful, not just politely tolerated. But people stop asking what you think. They speak about you instead of to you. They act like old age is a fog that dulled your mind instead of years that sharpen your soul. It stings because your identity didn't retire. When you turned 80, your humor didn't vanish. Your value didn't expire like milk in the fridge. But here's the truth. They might not see you the same way anymore. But that doesn't mean you've disappeared. There's still power in your presence. There's still weight in your words. There's still fire in your eyes, even if it's behind glasses now. So what can you do? You speak up anyway. You laugh out loud anyway. You tell your stories, even if you have to interrupt to do it. You wear bright colors, sing off key, wave at strangers, and remind the world, I am still here. I matter. I have lived. And if the world overlooks you, then look back at it with kindness, with patience, and sometimes with a cheeky grin. Because the beauty of being overlooked is that you get to observe. You get to see what others miss. In their hurry, you become a quiet witness to life's comedy and chaos. And sometimes, that's where the best wisdom lives. So when they forget to see you, don't forget to see yourself. Don't shrink. Don't apologize for taking up space. Stand tall, even if your back bends a little. Speak proudly, even if your voice shakes. And live loudly, even if the world isn't listening, because your life deserves to echo, not fade. Number 5. When regret meets too much time and too little purpose there. As something no one tells you about living a long life, it gives you a lot of time to think. And sometimes that's a gift. But sometimes it's a room with too many windows and too many echoes. After 80, the days get quieter. The schedules thin out. There are no meetings to rush to, no children to chase, no deadlines demanding your attention. At first, that sounds peaceful, like a well-earned rest. But in the stillness, certain thoughts start to creep in. Old choices, paths not taken, words you didn't say, words you did say and wish you hadn't. Regret is strange. It doesn't wear a big coat or bang loudly on the door. It sits softly beside you during your tea. It walks quietly behind you during your morning stroll. It whispers, "What if?" Just when you thought you'd made peace, you begin to wonder, what if I'd moved to that other town? What if I'd taken that job? What if I'd said yes instead of no? What if I'd forgiven sooner? Held on longer? Let go earlier? And the tricky thing is, there's no time machine to change it. So you sit with it. Now add to that one more ingredient, a fading sense of purpose. Your hands once built, held, comforted, created. Now they're still. Your days once filled with demands now stretch quietly into one another, and the question begins to form silently but persistently. What am I for now? Let me tell you, dear one, you are not finished just because the world has stopped assigning you tasks. Purpose doesn't retire. It evolves. Your purpose might not be to build anymore, but to bless. Not to lead, but to listen. Not to run, but to rest with grace, showing others how to age not with fear, but with richness. Is for regrets. Here's the truth. Every person past 80 carries a bag of them. Some bags are heavier, some lighter, but none are empty. You don't have to unpack it all. Just hold it gently. Forgive the version of yourself who made those choices. They were doing the best they could with the heart and mind they had back then. And don't forget, your story isn't over. There is still time to make new memories. Still time to say something kind, to teach someone something small, to laugh at something silly, to hold someone's hand. Still time to bring light into someone's day. Simply by being you. You may not have the same energy, but you still have meaning. You may not feel busy, but you can still feel full. And you may not be chasing the world, but you're leaving quiet footprints that others will one day follow. So if regret comes knocking, pour it a cup of tea. Let it sit. Then kindly show it the door. And if a sense of emptiness lingers, fill it not with noise, but with small, gentle acts of purpose. A phone call, a prayer, a story shared, a smile given freely. Because even now, especially now, your presence has power. And that, my dear, is something no regret can take away. And so, dear friends, if you've walked with us through all 5 of these quiet but powerful truths, thank you. Not just for listening, but for feeling them too. Because life after 80 isn't just about what we've lost. It's about what we still have, and more importantly, what we still are. You are not invisible. You are not irrelevant. You are not done. Your presence matters. Your stories matter. And if no one has told you this in a while, you matter. Now, if this video brought you comfort, clarity, or even just a knowing smile, we'd be truly grateful if you could support us by clicking the like button. And if you think someone else, a friend, a neighbor, a loved one, might need to hear these words, don't hesitate to share it with them. We'd also love to hear your thoughts. What did you resonate with most? Have you experienced one of these truths in your own life? Leave a comment below. We do read them, and they remind us why we make these videos in the first place. And if you'd like to walk with us again in future stories like this, don't forget to subscribe. There's more to explore, more to laugh about. And always more heart to share. Thank you for being here. Thank you for still choosing to show up with grace, with humor, and with open eyes. Until next time, take care of your heart and never forget, you're still writing your story.